Hey everybody, it's me, Bindi Smalls. I'm here in my new shop, nice and shiny, it's great. I've been enjoying life so far. And I just wanted to make a video about how I got started with cosplay and going to conventions. And it all started a long time ago. So my very first convention where I ever even got exposed to cosplay and all the things that come with it was in Florida. My first con was MegaCon in Florida back in 2006. I believe it was 2006. And I was, I was kind of a quiet kid at the time. I was pretty shy. I'd never heard of cosplay. I had no idea people even did this. And I had some friends that were gonna go to MegaCon. They were like, hey, there's this thing in town, let's check it out. At the time, I was really obsessed with basically any video game I was playing. I was also starting to get into graphic novels, starting to get into the depths of nerd culture, and I'd always been into geeky things. I just never really had a way to express that or to connect with anyone who did, other than, say, my older brother's friends, who were also into video games and geeky things, and I'd hang out with them all the time. But once I got into my crowd with my peers, felt like I really couldn't talk to anyone about my hobbies, because at the time, playing games or staying up all night playing Age of Empires wasn't really that cool to anyone else except me. So I listened to my friends. They're saying, hey, come to this con. Come to this convention. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna road trip. It's gonna be great. So we all hop in the car, we get in, we wait in line super early to get tickets the day of, and I then started seeing all these people in costume, and I was like, what the heck is this? What's going on? I was immediately smitten by the idea of being able to like wear the clothes of a character you loved and showing it off. So anyway, we go through this con, and I'm blown away by everything that's there. I must have spent 2 full 10-hour days, or however long, just walking every inch of that convention floor, seeing everything, taking pictures of people that I had come across, and talking to the people who ran the booths, talking to just attendees everywhere about all sorts of things, going to panels and learning, oh my god, there's a huge world out there of people just like me. And I now have some kind of connection to talk to them. And I remember leaving that convention thinking, when's the next one? I cannot wait till next year. I cannot wait to see, see these people again, or make my own first costume. And then I learned, wow, this is a convention filled with people. There's a whole world out there that I haven't tapped into yet that exists. And I'm gonna find out. So the next year, I go back to MegaCon. I wore my first costume. My first cosplay was Chun-Li of Street Fighter, and I had so much fun. I loved it. It was like an eye-opening experience for me to like go meet other people in costume, see them, interact with them, take pictures with them, as well as just meet other people who liked Street Fighter, and they would come up and say, I loved, this is my favorite character, this is my favorite move, we should play sometime, things like that. And then you exchange information, and later email back and forth about, all sorts of stuff. But conventions kind of were the gateway drug for me for cosplay, and it's truly changed my life in every single way. So that second MegaCon, I was in school at the time and didn't really have the resources to keep going to cons. So I had this huge gap of time, about 7 years, until I went to the next convention and cosplayed again. And during that 7 years, I felt very lonely and empty, and still tried to reach out to the people I had met in those first 2 years of going to conventions. 7 years later, I go back to getting into cons. I moved to a new state, and I look up on the computer where this next con was, and I go again with just maybe 1 or 2 friends. And it was a completely different experience for me. It was super fun. I was cosplaying again, but I felt like there was just so much more there. There were so many more people to meet, and it took me years of going to conventions from then on to meet all the people that I felt like I should have been able to meet within, you know, the first time I went to the convention. Shout Around is currently live on Kickstarter, and it really seems like something that could connect us all, and honestly, I wish I had this when I started, because it would have made everything so much easier. It would have made connecting with my friends so much easier. And a lot of times when you meet people at conventions, they're in cosplay and you don't recognize them. Maybe that's the same person, I can't quite. They're in a costume, their hair is different, they have a wig on, maybe they have face paint, maybe they're gender bent, or maybe they're cross-playing, maybe they're, you know, dressing as a different gender, and you're like, I think I know who that is. You know, I want to go up to them and I want to say hi, but I'm terrified that I'm going to get their name wrong. This app kind of solves that issue. You meet them on the app, and now you've got their, essentially their con identity. Now you know that's the same person that you met before, that same Yoko, or that same diva, and now she's cosplaying as May.